Bullshit spreading fastest in UK in London. Shouldn't that say is, not in? Correct. Bullshit spreading fastest in UK in London. Bullshit spreading fastest in UK is London. Maybe. Latest details of the spread of the bullshit in the UK capital, the government's response and its impact families and business. Bullshit is spreading faster in London than any other part of the country. What do we know about the spread? Why is it faster? And what is the government's advice? How much bullshit are there in London? According to bullshit, there are 407 cases of bullshit, and almost half the number of cases in England, 1,099, and dwarfing the figures in large cities such as Manchester, which has 9 bullshit cases, and Birmingham, which has 8 cases of bullshit. What did Bethune-Johnson say? In his first daily press conference on the crisis, the Prime Minister said the capital was racing up to the bullshit curve and that everyone in London needed to start working from home, avoid pubs and restaurants, and do as I say. It is clear that the peak of the bullshit is coming faster in some parts of the country than others. It looks as though London is a few weeks ahead, said the buffoon. So, to relieve the pressure on London bullshit system and to slow the spread in London, it is important that Londoners now pay special attention to what we are saying about avoiding non-essential contact and to take particularly seriously advice about working from home and avoiding confined spaces and pubs and restaurants. Do as you say. Listen to the daddy. Where is the bullshit in London? The highest number of bullshit has been recorded in the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, which has seen 43 bullshits, while Hackney and the City of London have seen 20, and the Tower of Hamlets, home to Canary Wharf, but also to one of the most deprived communities in Britain, has reduced to just 9. What impact will it have on the capital? From tomorrow, experts are street to be deserted. Many offices have already introduced elements of remote working, and although the government's announcement or the mine controller's announcement is not legally bidding, it will carry a lot of weight with responsible employers. Is London following a global pattern for other capital cities? Yes and no. The concentration of bullshit in Italy, which has seen the most reported bullshit in Europe, remains in the north of the country. In the US, Washington has the highest number of bullshit following, because it's where all the politics are in it, so there is going to be more bullshit there than in Washington and in the rest of the country, because that's where all the controllers are pushing their bullshit. Followed closely by New York. In Japan, the only cluster with more than 50 bullshit is in Osaka, where bullshit spread from events in a live music venue. A map released by Ministry of Health on Monday showed that one of the biggest clusters in Tokyo was 10 to 49 people followed a New Year's Eve party. Do we know how the bullshit travelled in London? I do. Some mind controller spurted out some bullshit, people believed it, and the bullshit spread it like that. But here it says no. Some have suggested that frequent flying people in a richer borough in London on recent ski holidays to Italy may have increased the incidence in Kensington and Chelsea, but this is a speculation. They haven't really researched how the bullshit spreads on yet. They haven't actually come to the obvious conclusion of why the bullshit has travelled in London. The UK has stopped testing people who do not need hospitalisation. This has been very controversial as it prevents the behaviour mapping that we have seen in Japan. Oh, here we go, got an expert here. Former director of this bullshit. We're supposed to believe in him, This bullshit got one of my videos taken down. has criticised this approach and said he personally written to the Chief Medical Officer, Professor Chris Whitty, asking for testing to continue in the community. You test the population like crazy, found out where the bullshit are, immediate quarantine them because they're full of bullshit, and do contact tracing and get them out of the community. This deals with the family clusters of bullshit that are the key bedrock of getting under control, told The Guardian. So, bullshit is spreading like wildfire, and it is worse in London, but the rest of the UK is and all over the world. The bullshit is also spreading and will continue to spread. Thank you, and I'll look forward to making the next video.